believe it or not, I'm gonna scooch my cameras down just a hair. This feels like something I thought I would never say, but I feel like there's just too much wall above me and I don't like that. I feel like when I'm on the other side, it's a little less noticeable, but when I'm on this side, it's like, yeah. Okay. Classic. Michelle takes the first 30 seconds of her live to adjust the cameras, even though, I mean, not that you can see what I'm doing before I start my lives, but the first 2 minutes before I even start the live is also me fiddling with my cameras and adjusting them, so that's just how it be for me. Oh, absolutely, Kels. I love the ghosts and stuff. Unfortunately, I missed out on this sweater in my size. I didn't know. This was one where it's like, we got it and we launched it right away. So when I was here for photos last week, we didn't even have it. And then we launched this on, it was either Thursday or Friday. And I didn't know it was coming. It was a surprise to me, and I've been working a lot of overtime the last 2 weeks. Finally, I'm done. But I actually missed this one, and I'm so upset. So like, I'm wearing it here just as like a little try on, just to show people and remind it. But I actually don't have this one for myself. Oh yes, Kaylee, there's florals galore. We have a whole bonus Michelle May collection that we decided to launch on Sunday. So whole florals here, we got florals here, we got tons of stuff. It's like spooky meets floral. It's a fun vibe for sure. Good morning. Hi, Carrie Lynn. Hello. All right. Good morning, everybody. I was actually like I literally saw the thing flip from 10:59 to 11 and I hit start. So I'm exactly on time. So I will get started right away then if that's the case. So my name is Michelle, although it seems like most people here know me already. I am the size 2X, 3X, mostly 3X, but occasionally 2X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. Like I said, I typically wear a size 3X, top and bottom. I wear an 18W in Judy Blues. And for height reference, I'm 6'1". I'm very tall, so things tend to fit me a little bit short or like sleeve length or things like that. So I do like to talk about that from a tall person perspective. So with that, let us get started. So of course, it's very hard not to notice how friggin' adorable this ghost sweater is. The Michelle May Halloween sweaters went live on, what date did I put in here? The 12th. That would have been 16th, 15th. Friday, that makes sense. Of course, I can't just think of it. I have to like count backwards in my head. So the Michelle May pieces went live on the 12th, and I wanted to just show off what we have. So this is the Ghost pullover sweater from Michelle May. This one's retailing for $82. And we do still have one or two, like very limited quantities, but we have most sizes available except for my size because of course. So we have extra small through 1X. I'll have one or two, like there's no like solid stock. It's all, there's either one or two left in this sweater. And then the 2X is sold out, which I'm very upset because this is actually the 1X that I'm wearing right now. I did want to show off just to show that the sizing, because with Michelle May, I find that their plus sizing is quite generous. Good morning, Caroline. Hello. And so I typically wear a 2X in Michelle May. I think the only exception was there was a sweater that launched last week where I did wear the 3X instead of the 2X. So this is a 1X and it does fit, though that being said, I would prefer to size up to the 2X if I had that one available to me. There was a 2X, but unfortunately it sold out before I even knew it existed, of course. Just because I would prefer a little bit more room in the shoulder. It is a drop shoulder, but I just feel like I would get a little bit more sleeve length. We can see the sleeves are a little bit short, like I'm not even fully extending my arms, just kind of putting them out, and like my ankle bone or my wrist bone is here, like a little bit longer sleeve if I were to size up. And I do find that when I move my arms, the hem does creep up. So just for a little bit more length in the torso and the arm, I would prefer a 2X, but that's all for like things related to height, not necessarily like around width. So if you are, you know, because there is such limited quantities, if you were like, oh, I really want it and I'm okay with it being a little bit more of a close fit instead of being like a loose oversized sweater, I would say you could probably size down, at least for the plus sizes. I know that Michelle May seems to be a little bit more true to size in their plus size run from the other pieces that we've tried. So I did want to at least try this one and show it off. So again, this is the Ghost pullover sweater from Michelle May, $82 on this one. And like I said, we have one or two, I guess I lied, the large, there's 3 left in size large. So that one you might not have to fight over, but everything else is like 1 or 2 left, like, and then 2X is sold out, of course. Just my luck. And then I also have the Ghost cardigan here. I don't have a good t-shirt to layer it with until much later in the week, so I'm just going to hold this one up just to show it off. It is not the exact, I don't think it's the exact same ghost pattern. I think it's, oh no, maybe it is. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, are the ghosts the same or slightly different? But now that I'm looking at it, I do think it is the same ghost pattern, but this is an open front cardigan style. This one we had a little bit of a different size run. So this one we had extra small to 2X, and then this one we had small through 3X. I do have the 3X here. I do believe this is sold out. This is just somebody's order that hasn't been packed yet. But it's like, I'm not going to put it on. I'm going to put the ghost sweater on over the ghost sweater because I'm just curious because I'm wondering how the fit is on these. Like, would I prefer a 2X or a 3X? Okay, so with this cardigan, honestly, because I like my cardigans to be on the baggier side, I would probably stick with my true 3X. I mean, keep in mind, I'm also layering this over another sweater, which I probably wouldn't do out in the wild. I would probably wear it over, you know, a t-shirt or a long sleeve or a tank top or something. But I would say go with your regular size, especially if you prefer a little bit more of a relaxed look. This is a 3X, and knowing myself and because I like my cardigans to be chunky and loose and flowy, I would keep my true 3X in this one. So I think for the cardigan, the sizing that we have left is pretty sporadic. There's quite a few sold out for the ghost cardigan. I'm just gonna see. There's a way where I can see all the sizes at once. There we go, that's it. Yeah, so we have very few left. We have one small, one extra large, and one 2X. So yes, unfortunately this 3X that I just tried on, that I'm very tempted to take home with me, that is somebody's, it is sold out. So that's just one that hasn't been packed out. Right, Jenica, that's what I always say when I talk about like what I wear outside of like the lives and the camera, because it's like out in the wild, like if you were ever to like bump into me at the grocery store. The funny thing is, someone mentioned it earlier, is that this outfit, absolutely, I don't own this specifically, but in case anyone was wondering, this is what, this is mine personally, this is what I wore in today. Of course, it's the ampersand Halloween boyfriend t-shirt with the ghosts on it. This is just, and of course, and it's not even Halloween yet, it's still September. This is just how I dress. I buy Halloween stuff to fill my closet all year, because this is just what I wear. I am a spooky girl, I love it. So if anyone was doubting, this is exactly what I would wear. Yeah, so again, very limited quantities and only a few sizes for the ghost cardigan, which is retailing for $89. But then for the ghost pullover that I'm wearing, we have at least one in every size except for the 2X, which I am signing up for the restock notification because I do very, very much want this in my closet. So that is that. With that, we can move on to the rest of the week. And actually, speaking of my personal ampersand collection, we have a pre-order of the Comfort Zone hoodies coming. They're going to be, I think the pre-order is open until tomorrow at, I'll have to double check. I know it's open until tomorrow at least noon. It's either noon, 4 p.m. or 8 p.m. It's one of those like flag posts, but I know that it's open until tomorrow. And they are the Comfort Zone hoodies. So those are the ones that are the thicker ones that have the fleecy inside, and they do fit a little bit less roomy than the university pullovers. So that's why we don't have any in stock right now, because everything that we've ordered has either sold out or anything like that. So we don't have any on hand. So Carrie texted me last night and she's like, do you own any of the Comfort Zone hoodies personally that you could bring in and try on? I'm like, do I own any? I only own 2, which is because usually if you ask me if I own an ampersand anything, the answer is like, which of the 15 do you want? So I brought in, of course, I got the Hello Pumpkin one because is anyone surprised? I don't think so. So I am going to throw this on just so we can talk about fit real quickly. And then just because for the pre-order, that is something that we wanted to mention just because we do find that with these ones, you can stay true to size, but if you want it to be more of a slouchy, relaxed fit, like the university hoodies, or I think I can't remember, the classic hoodies that were cut like a true, like classic, like gilded cotton hoodie. Those I would say true to size, but size down if you're between sizes. Whereas with the Comfort Zone hoodies, we would say size up. Like I believe Melissa wears a 2X in the Comfort Zone hoodies, whereas she usually wears an extra large in most other ampersand pieces. For me, I still tend to prefer 3X in most ampersand just because I do like most of my ampersand pieces to be on that very relaxed kind of fit, including even the boyfriend tee. I probably could size down to a 2X and still have it be baggy, but I like when it's just like super big and chunky. So yeah, so this is how the Comfort Zone hoodie fits on me. This is the 3X. Both of them that I own personally, I own in a 3X. Again, I could theoretically fit into a size 2X. I do think just seeing like how much my chest is already like, and like I don't have a big chest either, but just seeing like how much my chest is kind of filling it out, and with my shoulders, I do think that if I were to size down to a 2X, I would definitely be feeling a little bit tight in the shoulders and collarbone area, whereas the 3X is still like a nice fit. It's not tight by any means, but it's not as loose and relaxed as something like a university where it's like quite long. The sleeve length is still really nice for me in the Comfort Zone. I still, again, not quite university level, but like the fact that it's still, you know, covering most of my hands when I extend my arms. It's just, I can do the little hidey thing with my fingers, which I love and don't get to do very often as someone with such long arms. Perfect, I will grab those. Thank you. More fun stuff to try on for later. Yeah, so this is, again, the 3X on me. I find that I still have a little bit of wiggle room and stretch in the hips, but it is, and like there is still a little bit of play room here, but it's definitely a lot more close to the body. I wouldn't call it a snug fit, but it is a slimmer fit compared to some of the other pullover styles. I would say it's honestly pretty close to how the single hoods fit, with the exception being that the cut is bigger than the single hoods because the difference is because of how thick the fabric is. Like if I get up here and can show you, it's not like a Sherpa on the inside, but it's that really like fuzzy, comfy kind of material, which this by the way is warm too. Like I've only had it on for what, like 3 minutes, and I'm already like, oh yep, that's warm. That is certainly gonna keep you warm. So I haven't actually had a chance to wear this one yet this year. This is my first time actually wearing it since I bought it, other than like trying it on when I got it home. But come later in the year, like especially once it starts being like less than 10 degrees out when I go out for dog walks and stuff, this is going to be perfect. That's actually my favorite. That's what I used to use my single hoods for. I only have one left. I gave one to a thrift store, and the other one I've kept, and so that's usually, it's my dog walking hoodie, and when it gets a lot colder I'll put a vest over it too. That is a great thing to call it, Paige, actually, the teddy bear fleece. That is fleecy. Why didn't I even think of the word fleecy in general? But yeah, teddy bear fleece. Like, if you look, that's exactly the perfect word for that. Thank you, Paige. So yeah, again, we have 4 different Comfort Zone hoodies that are available for pre-order. We have the Backwoods Babe, which is like a classic hunting camo with like the branches and stuff. I already know so many people in my life that would love this. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna pre-order one for my bestie for her birthday present, because her family hunts, like she's all about camo and country and all that stuff, and it is absolutely stunning. I've already seen a ton of people in the Insiders group that are like, what about this one? What about this one? So that is one of the ones that's going pre-order. The other one that we have going pre-order, well, I guess there's 4. There's also a Jaguar print one, which is called Wild One. I can't see if there's lace on the hood of this one. I don't think there is. And I don't think there is on the Backwoods Babe either. We also have Heart to Heart, which is also very much my style. It's kind of like a charcoal gray so the one that I do have is funny, is like the light pastel version. It's the one that's the same cream color with the little pink hearts on it. It was one of the first Comfort Zone sets that we got, and of course I got the matching shorts too. So this one is like that same scale of heart pattern, but it's like a charcoal gray with black, and the black hearts are almost like a shiny black on them. So when the light reflects, you can kind of like see them reflecting off the heart patterns. They're super cute. So that's the Heart to Heart. And then the last one we have is the Ditzy Darling, which I think is like a really, really tiny ditzy floral. I'm just trying to see. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you can see my screen super well. So it's a super, super tiny ditzy. It's the same, or at least a very similar floral pattern, excuse me, to the purple and blue floral Lulu tees that we had a couple weeks ago. I would say it's on that level, or maybe even a little bit smaller. So like super ditzy and really pretty. So those are currently live or they're currently open for pre-orders. If you go to the ampersand, it'll be a pre-order. We have them shipping at the end of October. So it is about a little over a month wait, but honestly, we've had some pre-orders that have been like 2-3 months, so I feel like that's not even bad. Plus it's like a fun surprise, because if you're like me, I always forget when I've pre-ordered something, and then it comes in the mail and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought, and then it's like a little present for yourself that you forgot about. So we do have those 4 open, and it will be open until some point tomorrow. It should say, if you go to our Facebook page, the Insiders group, it should be posted there. And I believe it might be posted on the listing as well, when the pre-order closes in the app or on the website. Okay, I'm ready to change because I'm getting very warm in this hoodie, like I said, with the teddy bear fleece, like considering it's, 20 degrees outside. Not quite comfy sweater weather, but very soon. Okay, so today is the 16th. I have a few things. I have these Charlotte sweaters that are going today. It is a pretty sporadic size run. I don't have my size in the brown one, but I do have my size. I think I have a 2X and a 3X to try, or maybe not. Okay, so I have a 3X or an extra large. I'm gonna try on the 3X, although because this is Michelle May, I'm gonna guess that the 2X would probably be my sweet spot, but it's very possible that because it was kind of a patchy size run, it's just what they had available. So I am going to throw this one on, and then I believe the jeans that I am wearing, they should be for today. I planned it to be that they're from today, but we'll see if that actually is true or not. But I'll throw this Charlotte sweater on right away. Okay, so I have the 3X on in the sweater, and just based off, I haven't looked at myself yet, but just based off the fit, I feel like I would probably prefer the 2X. I do feel like the 3X I like the length of the 3X, but I never thought I'd say this in my life, but I feel like there's too much sleeve for me, and like for me to say that, because I'm 6'1", but I'm not all torso or all leg. I'm like very proportionate in my height. So it's this fun thing where if I was like 2 inches shorter, I'd be able to wear just like normal tall stuff, but because of the way I am, it's like regular stuff is too short, and then tall stuff sometimes works, but a lot of the time it's like not quite long enough. But then if I get extra tall stuff, that's for people who are like 6'2" but all leg, then it's like too long, but also hard to find and expensive. But anyways, it's very rare for me to say too much sleeve, but I feel like it's the length, not necessarily. The length is quite nice. Like it's kind of like actually the ampersand I just had on, where it's covering kind of up to my knuckles here. And if I hold my arms out, you can see that it is like still like on the palm of my hand. But I feel like it's too much in this area. Like there's just a little bit too much sleeve drape combined with the length, kind of makes them a little bit heavier. So I think if I were to size down to the 2X, that because it is a drop shoulder, I think that coming up just like a little bit would kind of help that feeling. That being said, I'm not mad at like the overall fit of the 3X. I just think the 2X would be a little bit less oversized on me, and I think I would prefer that, which is again the case that I find for the majority of Michelle May pieces, that in the plus I do prefer to size down to the 2X for most of it. Okay, so again, this is the Charlotte sweater from Michelle May. Oh my god, I flipped the M upside down to a W for some reason. So this is the black and cream variant, and then we also have the mocha and cream variant. This is the one that I don't have in a size that'll work for me. Although this one's oversized enough, I am kind of curious to try on the extra large to see how I would fit, but I believe that would be like cutting it too small, because there is a 1X and a 2X in between what I'm wearing, and I do think that the 2X would be my favorite, and potentially even a 1X, but I think an extra large would be cutting it a little bit too close. But either way, these are retailing for $74, and we have them, they're 100% polyester. They are a really nice, soft feeling knit. I really like the kind of like texture that it's this kind of like puffed squares almost. that's really cute. I like that the effect where it's the white with like kind of standing up over top the black, and then on the Mocha one it's the same thing where it is the white, it's kind of standing over top of the brown texturing there. So these are true to size, but they are a more relaxed fit. It does look like everyone else is wearing their typical sizes. So Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa opted for the 1X. I bet she could honestly probably flip-flop between the 1X or the extra large. And then again, I am wearing the 3X right now, but I do think I would prefer a 2X if I had it handy. I'm gonna see variants, that's what I picked. Okay, so for this one, yeah, so the 1X and the 2X, we didn't get any in stock. Like I said, it's kind of a patchy size run. So for me, it would be either the extra large or the 3X. You know what? I will try on the extra large in the Mocha just to see, especially when I see what the size run is in the Mocha, because if this is as oversized as it is on me, maybe the extra large would work. And if you are maybe a 2X, 3X, but you're a little bit more petite and you're not worried about like arm and torso length the same way I am, maybe then the extra large will work for you. So I will try it on once I'm finished with this. So we do have small through extra large available in the black and cream, and then 3X. We have one 3X, this is the only one. So if you want this one, you better go fast because this is the only one. And then for the Mocha and cream, we have 4 variants. I'm gonna guess small, medium, large, extra large. Small, medium, large, extra large. Actually, no larges, only small, medium, and extra large. So again, sporadic sizing with these ones. It's also retailing for $74. So again, let me try on the extra large here of this one and just see if it does work for me. Just because it is a quite relaxed fit, but because Christine and Carrie are in their usual sizes, makes me like, the extra large might be a bit of a stretch to see if it would fit me. And if it does, it's probably not going to be the same like relaxed vibe, and I think it'll be quite cropped on me being as tall as I am, but worth a shot. Okay, yeah, that's exactly kind of what I was figuring. So I can wear, this is me in the extra large, and it still gives like a really fun, relaxed vibe. It's just very much a cropped sweater on me. As we can see, the waistband is just like, I didn't even like pull up my arms or anything, like just from walking over here, it naturally saddled right up so that it's sitting like right at the top of my jeans here. So, and the sleeves are still when my hands are down, they still reach my wrist bones. A little bit shorter, but still not bad actually. So I can wear the extra large. I definitely would prefer it to be a little bit longer on myself, but if you have a shorter torso and you're not worried about length and stuff the same way, and you wanted to grab this, but a 3X would definitely be too much, I can wear the extra large. It is just a little bit on the more cropped side for me in that way compared to the 3X, where it was definitely more like the length I would expect and opt for. So again, these are the Charlotte sweaters, a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of the size run, but they are both retailing for $74. They're launching today at 8 p.m. And then I also have for this, oh wow, this is a huge day launch-wise. Oh, the sweaters are at 1 p.m. Sorry, they are a bonus launch at 1 p.m. I was gonna say, why are they like, there's already so much stuff, but that's why. And then the other thing that I have for today, oh, the pajamas are today too, I guess. Okay, I'll move them over this way. So I'm not sure what time the Shirleys are at. I'm assuming they'll probably either be at 1 p.m. or no, I think they're at 4 p.m. maybe. They're at some point today that we have the Shirleys, but I will finish talking about the jeans that are part of the regular drop, because I think that's the only other piece that I have here other than the Shirleys to talk about. Yes, okay. Okay, so these cargo jeans, and actually it's a good thing I put on the cropped one because then it's a lot easier to see the jeans that I'm talking about. So these are the Darius, or in other words, the high-rise dark forest cuffed jeans. These ones are retailing for $98 and they are available in 1 through 15 and then 14W through 22W for these ones. I am wearing my typical 18 in these. At first when I put them on, I thought they were maybe a little bit snug in the waist, but now that I've had them on for like 20 minutes or so, they have loosened up, and I would definitely say that yes, my true 18 would be the correct size. If you're really unsure between sizes, I would potentially recommend sizing up, but now that I've had them on the 18, my typical size is definitely the comfortable one, and it looks like everyone else is also wearing their true sizes as well. So Christine in the 3, Carrie's in the 7, Melissa's in the 14, and I'm in my usual 18. So that might have just been like my first instinct putting them on, like, oh, these might be a little snug, but no, now that I've had them on, true to size for Judy's. These ones do have kind of a, like a cargo vibe. They've got the, it's kind of hard to see actually, this color isn't showing up on camera as well as I thought it would, but they do have the square pockets with the triangle cut like cargo style, which I do like, and they've got the little double loops in the front here, which is also a very like cargo style kind of thing to do, and they do have the folded flap back pockets here, so very much like a cargo jean, but they don't have the side pockets and they don't have the tie waist, so it's kind of like a mesh point between a cargo and a straight up jean, so that's fun. I don't think I have the inseam just because with the version of Shopify or Shop whatever we have on the iPad, it doesn't tell me that unless I go to product details. But these are, no, it does not have anything for me. Yeah, I don't think I have that handy. It's like a lot of like, it's like 17 clicks to get to where I can find that. But just kind of, so they are cuffed, but you can, oh no, these ones are actually tacked. I was gonna say you can unroll them, but no, so these ones are actually sewn like this. If you were adventurous with a seam ripper, you probably could untack them, but these ones are actually a sewn cuff. Based on where they are on me, I'm gonna guess they're probably like a 27 or a 28 inch inseam. I think they're definitely meant to be like a little bit of a shorter cuff, so they are like not meant to be like a full length jean. But again, they're cuffed, they are tacked down, but if you wanted to get a bit of extra length out of them, you could totally like unroll it and get that little bit of extra length. Excited for those JBs coming in the brown and burgundy. Christine said last night. I haven't seen them yet, but I have a pair of burgundy JBs from like 2 winters ago, and I love them. They're such a pretty color, and they've held up so well in the wash. So yeah, I get why you're excited because that's gorgeous. And honestly, these in burgundy I would absolutely wear, so I would love if they're like a similar style. So again, these are the Darius, aka the Judy Blue High Rise Dark Forest Cuffed Jeans. $98 for these ones, and we're all wearing our typical Judy Blue sizes. Okay, next I have a bunch of Shirley sets. These ones are a bunch of their Christmas jammies, and a lot of them are the matching like Mommy and Me ones. So we have 3, I believe they're all the jogger and long sleeve sets, which I mean for Christmas makes sense. I'm just making sure that is indeed matching sets. Oh, and we've even got some men's ones as well, so that's fun. So all the ones that I have here are the women's, but we do have a couple that are available in men's and kids for the snowmen. Is it just this? So we have dinos, snowmen for men and kids. So I don't know if we have the truck in men's. Okay, so we have all 3 of these colors in women's and kids, and then we have the dinosaurs and the snowmen in men's. I don't see the trucks though. So this is the first set. This is so cute. If you've got a kiddo that loves dinosaurs, which is my husband loves dinosaurs, so knowing that these come in men's, I'm like, he could use them. I love dinosaurs too, they're really cute. Triceratops are my favorite. I know it's a very basic pick, but I do love Triceratops. My second favorite is an ankylosaur. I do not see any ankylosaurs on here, but adorable. The skateboards just make it extra adorable. So this is the dino pattern. This is the truck pattern, although I realize we've called it truck, but it should be tractor. Just saying. That is not a truck, that is a tractor, but adorable. My dad would like these because they are case red and he likes his case tractors, so he would definitely be a fan of these. So these ones we do not have in men's, but we have in women's and kids matching. I'm not sure, Reen, but I would assume that our Christmas pre-orders are probably going to be in pretty quickly if that's the case. And then here we have is the snowman. This one we have in women's, kids, and in men's. It's got the fun little snowman and the little mistletoe and the snowflakes. Super adorable. So again, these are the sets. I'm going to look up the prices because I do think the prices vary slightly between the sizing for, like, not as in within the women's and stuff, but I'm assuming the kids would be cheaper because it's a lot less, you know, material that goes to a kid. So the kids sets are $44, the women's sets are $58, and then the men's sets are going to be retailing for $63. So yeah, that tracks. Yeah, and those are all launching today. Just double checking I don't have anything that I've missed from today. I don't think so. I think that was everything. Perfect. So pricing going to be on the snowman. So that's the same thing that I just said. For the women, it was 52. For the men's, or was it 58? Sorry, now I have to double check again. So the women's, excuse me, snowman is 58, 44 for the kids, and then it was 62, I think I said, for the men's. 63 for the men's. So a little bit of a discrepancy between men's, women's, and kids, which again makes sense because it's different patterns. Okay, perfect. Moving on to Wednesday. So I have, I'm so excited about this one, this Michelle May top. Here we've got, actually which sweater is this? Oh, maybe I do have do I have another sweater for today that I'm missing? Is that Deck's sweater launching today? No, it is not. I'm not sure why it's here. All right, well, I'll move it where it needs to go when we get there then, because I have this this Deck sweater here that's, usually my rack's lined up in order, but that one's slightly out of order, so I'll figure out where it goes later. Okay. So I have the Ethans, which I think is these. Yes. Jeans. Can't remember if I wore a 2X or a 3X in this. I'll start with the 3X, and if I feel like I want to size down, I will size down. And then this was the 18. Okay, perfect. All right, I'll start with this outfit for the Wednesday stuff, and I will be right back. Oh, right, these jeans, these are the Ethans, and I very, very much like these. Okay. Sweater back. Okay. So let's start with this top. I think I started with the 3X, And I'm actually pretty happy with the way this fits. I think I would keep the 3X. And actually, now that I look at it, I think we've had this top launch in other colors. This is from Haptics. And I think I've worn a 3X in all of those ones as well. So that would make sense. That's so cute, Reen, to buy them the jammies for Christmas. It's such a good Christmas gift too. And it's like so useful because like everybody always needs pajamas. And it's a fun little tradition to have too. Okay, so this that I'm wearing here, this is the Bittersweet Floral Long Sleeve in teal. This one is again from the brand Haptics. This one is retailing for $49 and it's available in sizes small through 3X. I am wearing the 3X and I do like the size. I have the 2X here and it would fit, but I do like the more relaxed kind of flow that the 3X is giving me. So I would say that my true size is the 3X for this one for sure. So the material on this one is a poly rayon spandex blend, and it is true to size with a slightly relaxed fit. So Carrie's in the small, or sorry, Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I'm in the 3X. So this one has a 1X as the medium size as opposed to an extra large. We've had this sweater before, like I said, it has like a little bit of that like balloon sleeve effect because it does have the wider sleeves that come together in the cuff, but it's not like a ribbed cuff, it's not like a super tight cuff, so it's not gonna be tight on your arms. It is enough of a cuff though that if you're like me and you tend to just pull your sleeves up anyways, it's gonna stay really nice, and then it kind of gives you a fun kind of like voluminous effect as it like falls over the cuffs, which I do like. And then we had someone, oh I forget who it was, your name started with a K, that you started at the top of the live where you were like, I see so many pretty florals. Yeah, this one is gorgeous. So with Haptics, sometimes like it'll be like color teal and you'll be like, why? This is like pink and purple, but we always name the color after whatever the background color is. So in this case, it is this really nice kind of midnight teal. Not quite, it's a little bit more subdued than a jewel tone, but it's definitely like a type of like fall, winter, deep kind of evergreen color, which I really, really like. And then to have that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Contrasted with like the bright pop of the pink and purple flowers is a really fun kind of little hint of color. I really like this for fall because it isn't overtly fall in that it's not, you know, like umber and sienna and brick colored. It's not like the warm oranges and reds and yellows we usually associate with fall, but it still does give fall vibes with that teal, but it's like a cooler tone to take on fall, which I do really like. We do have that pattern going all the way around, super pretty top. Super comfortable too. It has that kind of like brushed fabric feel, so it feels really soft to the touch. So again, this is the Bittersweet Floral Long Sleeve in teal. $49 for this one, small through 3X, and we're all wearing our typical sizes, which includes me wearing my typical 3X for this one. And now to the jeans, because I'm definitely a fan of these. They're not described as being longs, but like they're pretty darn long. They're not touching the floor for me, but they're close. They're like a centimeter away from the floor. So these have to be, I would say, at least a 30-inch, if not, honestly, probably a 31 or a 32. Like they're not described as long, but they are definitely long. And they have more of that kind of trouser structure as well because they do have that wider seam that goes around the edge of the bottom, which I really like. We've seen that a lot on darker jeans from Judy's lately, and those are very nice because you can dress those up to be like business casual, but seeing them on a lighter wash pair of jeans is really fun. So again, these are the Ethans, or if you want the long spiel of a name, the Judy Blue High Rise Light Wash Tummy Control Retro Wide Leg. These ones are retailing for $103, and we have them in 1 through 15, and then 14 through 22W. I'm wearing my typical 18 in these, and they fit very true to size, exactly how I would fit, and everyone else is also in their typical size as well. So Christine in the 3, Carrie's in the 7, Melissa's in the 14, and I'm in my typical 18 for these ones. So these ones are fun because they have that kind of slanted, we have 2 jeans. I don't know if they're both launching this week or if the other pair is coming later, but we have, oh, they are. So this is the other pair in a different wash that also has that same waist, slightly different cut of jean and everything. But we have 2 this week where they have the diagonal jean. I was very confused when I first went to put these on because they have the double button system. So when I had the fly undone, I'm not going to do it all the way because I don't need to show my underwear, but there is this second button over here. But when you just look at the ends, they're both holes. And I'm like, did the button fall off? Like, what happened? Was there like a manufacturing error? But no, it's because there is this second button on the inside, just because with the weird diagonalist, they want to make sure that it's still balanced, so your pants are going to be like trying to twist on you. So we do have the button on the inside here, and then the button that you actually see on the outside, and then the zipper is diagonal. So they do have this really fun diagonal zipper. Normally, we've had a couple of others that have had fun zippers, and I feel like I've been self-conscious to wear them just because with me having a little bit more of like an apple-shaped stomach. I'm not a full apple because I don't have, I guess I'm more of what's called a B belly, which is where if you look at me from the side, I kind of have a B shape because I have my boobs and then I have a belly in a B, but I don't have like the full like roundness right from here like an apple shape does, where they kind of carry their weight kind of throughout their whole torso. For me, it's more that I have an apron belly and that I have a little bit more here, right? And so because of that, sometimes where it's jeans that have like a cool front, this is the area that I'm pretty like, I don't want to draw attention to this area. That's why I like, you know, skinny jeans with like long tops or stuff like that, where it's like crop tops, but then high-waisted straight, so it just kind of looks like that. But because these are the tummy controls, they do give everything a nice smooth look, and I feel like I'm a lot less self-conscious. I'm getting less, so of course, because of the shape of my body, you're still seeing a little bit of that natural curve in my stomach, and that's just the way my body's shaped. Like, nothing's gonna hide that. That's just what it is. But because we do have the tummy control, it's just kind of smoothing everything out a lot more nicely, to a point where I'm not self-conscious about it. I really like that I can actually tuck off and like show off a cool zipper like this and not be worried about like, oh no, people are looking at my stomach, oh no, people are looking at my hip dips, like so that's just a really nice feature. I think that combining the diagonal zipper with the tummy control is a great idea, just so that for having something that is going to be eye-catching to this area, to make us feel a little bit more confident and secure in, you know, having attention drawn here by having tummy control, was definitely a really good move on Judy's part, for sure. And I'll do a quick view from the back, because I don't think I've done that yet. They have some fun embroidery on the back pockets, and really nice deep back pockets as well. And then definitely a true wide leg cut. I wouldn't call them quite full baggy like that pair last week, but they're pretty close. Like, they're definitely like from the hip, they just go, which I do really like. I have to say, as much as I would say that skinny jeans are still my favorite cut, I've really come around. My millennial ways have been slowly eroded, and I have actually not purchased a single pair of skinny jeans this year, and all the jeans I've purchased this year have been some relaxed or straight or wide leg variety. So younger generations, be proud. First you came for me with my side part, and I did convert to a middle part. Now I'm wearing wide leg jeans. It's crazy. So again, these are the Ethans, aka the High Rise Light Wash Tummy Control Retro Wide Legs. $103 for this one, and we're all wearing our typical Judy sizes, which includes myself in my usual 18. Sorry, that was a really long-winded thing about these, but I did really like, I love that they put the tummy control on these. I think that's because there was a pair, like I said, like months ago, that I loved, except that I just felt too self-conscious about this area. So with these being the tummy control, I just feel so much better about it, and that makes me really excited, because this is absolutely the kind of pair of jeans that you want to wear with something cropped, or do like the half tuck or the French tuck so that you can show it off, because it is so cool. Okay, I think the last thing on my list now is probably my favorite piece for the week. I mean, other than, this doesn't count because this was last week and I also missed out on my size and I'm very sad about it. But other than that, my favorite piece from the week is the pullover from Michelle May. I'm just going to double check that I have the right 2X, okay, because I tried this one on last week. I tried on the 3X, and 3X was definitely too big for me, so I needed 2X in this. I just wanted to make sure that's what I have, and it is, so we are good. I'm like finally through this awful cough that I've been dealing with. It's not even just a cough, like I missed my live, probably 4 weeks ago now, because I had a really bad sore throat, and then it came with really bad runny nose and cough and sinus infection. I don't know if it was an infection, but just like issues. Like, I was just really sick for weeks and weeks, and I think Carrie's the one that gave it to me. I think she was patient zero, at least for me. And I'm just finally getting over it, and now I'm just laughing because I'm like, perfect, and now it's time for fall allergy season to start, which I'm not usually too affected by allergies, but I find if I'm already sick and it starts to be like pollen and like that kind of season, then it'll affect me. But hopefully I'll manage to hold out. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. Again, from the comment earlier, like at the beginning of the live with all the gorgeous florals, this is probably the most gorgeous floral print I've seen in a long time. People were asking about this print specifically on the insiders group for Michelle May, and I'm so glad that we have this specific piece in this specific print because it is such a beautiful combination. This is the Cassie Soft Funnel Neck Pullover in Autumn Blossom is the name of this pattern. So this one's retailing for $84, sizes small through 3X, and that includes both an extra large and a 1X. And for these ones, like I've mentioned many times with Michelle May, I do find that their plus sizes specifically tend to fit a little bit on the generous side. So I prefer to size down to the 2X in almost everything. This is no exception. I tried on the 3X and the sleeves were just a little bit too baggy. It was just a little bit too like falling away from my body. I wanted the hip area here to actually kind of like sit around my hips, like not to be tight, but to be more fitted around the hips. And with the 3X, it just kind of like hung. So the 2X, and like I still have a relaxed fit, it still flows. This honestly reminds me a lot of how like the ampersand cowl neck type sweaters fit. This is like kind of how a university sweatshirt would fit, maybe a little bit less relaxed than that, but still that same kind of weight and flow to it. Oh my God, Kaylee, right? Isn't it stunning? So again, this is from Michelle May. It does have the funnel neck and there are drawstrings on it as well. As someone who, I know a lot of people don't like stuff that's like up around their neck like this because they don't like the feeling of stuff touching your neck. This one, I also am that way, totally fine because the funnel comes so far forward, like it's barely touching my neck. Like it does not feel like I'm wearing a turtleneck at all. And then if you want to pull it up over your face, we do have these drawstrings so you can kind of like suck it up. So like if you wanted to bring it up and like when it's cold, if you wanted to wear this with a vest or something and you wanted to cover your mouth, you can actually like pull it over. Would I actually do that? Probably not, honestly. I just like the aesthetics. I'm not here for the practicality, and that's true for like 90% of my wardrobe. But other than like pajamas and like sweatpants, like my like home around clothes as I call them, those are the ones that where it's like function over aesthetics. And shoes, 50-50. I have some for both, but yeah. They said there are other pieces in this print during the Monday Night Live. Oh yeah, this is the only one I've seen so far, although I'm wondering, is this isn't, it's the same, it's a similar print, but it's like a more muted version of it. So I was like, I bet some of that is in the Michelle May stuff that we're going to be launching on Sunday. But this one being as vivid as it is, it's so stunning. And I really hope that we get more pieces like this because it is stunning. So yeah, we've got the cowl neck with the drawstrings. I also love how long the drawstrings were. They're just tied off at the end. So if this drives you crazy, if you're like, I don't want them, you could absolutely just snip them and knock them off. There's no egglet on the ends. I think that's what those are called, little egglets. So you don't have to worry about that. So you could absolutely just cut them if you don't want them to be so long. I would totally just sit there and play with these like this. I have ADHD and I love to fidget. So that's actually a practical, like there we go. If I'm looking for reasons for practicality, this is practical for me because it's something to do to keep me distracted so I don't like click my pen or do something that's actually annoying for other people. We do have the full kangaroo pocket with this one. And then this one also has the little thumb holes, and I'm very happy to report that even in the 2X, the sleeves are more than long enough that I can still use the thumb holes without it like pulling on my thumb and cutting off circulation. I was worried that sizing down from the 3X to the 2X might make it so that was too tight. Not even remotely a problem at all. I can fully use the thumb holes, which is great because I love doing that. Apparently there's a name for this, the Gen, or it might even be Gen Z, it might be Gen Alpha. Apparently when you like pull your sweaters over your sleeves like this, apparently they call this sweater pause. I didn't know that was a thing until very recently. TikTok taught me that. Perfect. So again, this is, it's an arm, oh there it is. I was like, it says there's an arm logo patch. I didn't see that, but here it is. The little faux leather. So it's definitely very much giving like ampersand vibes, and I mean that as like the most complimentary way possible. I adore this. So, and it's like super buttery soft. Just top it all off, it has like the super smooth, creamy, like brushed, soft feel. So again, this is the Cassie from Michelle May. Christine and Carrie are both wearing their usual sizes with the small and the medium. It says Melissa's in the 1X, but I would take a gander that Melissa would probably size down to the extra large if I size down from the 3X to the 2X. And then, of course, I am in my usual Michelle May 2X for this one, $84. I'll do another spin from the back, and I'll get my hair out of the way so we can see how that cowl looks all the way around the back. I have a sneaking suspicion that this one is going to be a fast seller. So again, this one's live at 8 p.m. tomorrow on Wednesday, so I would recommend going quickly for this one, if it is one that you're interested in, which I think a lot of us are. Okay, that was everything. Oh my god, we're only on Wednesday and it's almost noon. Although I think, oh no, we still got a fair. Okay, I should probably hurry it up then. Okay, let's go to the 18th, Thursday. I don't think I have as much on Thursday. I don't think I have anything for Thursday actually. Okay, perfect, that helps. So it looks like a lot of this is like weekend bonus launch. Basically like from here on is like weekend stuff. So we already did this, so this must open on Friday then. Okay, go to the 19th. Yes, I've got tees, the Colts, so these are the other side. Yeah, I've got those. Jacket. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna grab the t-shirt and the jeans, and I'll be right back. I'm also very excited to share that we are getting back Brunette the Label. I had to ask Christine and Carrie today because I noticed that we had a Brunette the Label t-shirt on the rack, and I was like, is this just like we've had it like they had a good incentive so we've just ordered a little bit, or is this like they're back? And Christine's like, we've just did a few of their fall pieces to kind of like soft launch it, but they did a whole full spring order. So yes, I am so excited. Brunette the Label is one of my favorite brands that we've had here at LLB, and I was quite sad when we made the decision a while ago to stop carrying them, so the fact that we are carrying them again, I am very, very excited. So I haven't tried on this t-shirt yet, so I have both the 2X, 3X, and the 3X, 4X. I opted for the 2X, 3X just because I could go either way with a lot of stuff for Brunette the Label depending on fit and stuff. I found that I was either a 2X, 3X or a 3X, 4X, but more often a 3X, 4X previously. But because I have lost weight since we've carried them, I'm assuming I'll probably prefer the 2X, 3X. And I think this is supposed to be like a tighter, like crop style of tee. So if that is the case, then this is, I grabbed the 2X, 3X, and that's definitely the size I'm gonna want. Okay, don't get confused by the buttons this time. Now I'm prepared. I know that there's the inside button, so I'm not gonna be confused and worried that I broke the jeans. There we go. And again, actually, it's perfect timing on my part to go for a crop tee when I've got cool jeans to show off, because we can actually see it. And this is what I mean, like these are exactly the kind of jeans that you want to wear a cropped tee with, because this isn't tucked in, like this is where the t-shirt naturally sits. So I will start with the t-shirt. This is the Paris tee in navy. This one is retailing for $69, and Brunette the Label typically does like split size labeling, so they don't just do like small, medium, large. It's like small, medium, medium, large. Like Zanana sometimes does that. Brunette the Label does that pretty much all the time. And so this one is no exception. This one's available in small, medium, medium, large, large, extra large 2X, 2X, 3X, and 3X, 4X. I do find that Brunette the Label sizing tends to be in the plus sizes a little bit on the smaller side. Again, when I was a true 3X, I used to always like 99% of the time I was wearing a 3X, 4X. Sometimes in the sweatpants I'd even go up to a 4X, 5X if it was available, just to get more room in the hips. With this, I am wearing the 2X, 3X. This is meant to be a more fitted style, I believe. It is 100% cotton. I will try on the other side as well, just to show what a more relaxed fit looks like, but for me, this is like more of a fitted style, and I do really like this. So Christine is wearing the small medium, Carrie's in the medium large, Melissa ups for the extra large 2X, and then I'm currently wearing the 2X, 3X. And like I said, this one is 100% cotton. A lot of my favorite basics that I've bought, like ever since I started shopping with LOB, have been Brunette the Label. I have a couple of, I have a pair of ribbed crop tops, just a white one and a black one. Very basic pieces. I wear them all the time. I wear them probably at least once a week and wash them, and they are still in incredible shape. Like, so even for like a basic tee, it is a little bit on the pricier side, but the quality is there for Brunette the Label. It's one of those very much like Dex, where it's a little bit more of an investment, but especially for the basics, they're such good pieces. I've been wearing those tops for like 3 years and they still look fantastic. The white one is starting to show a little, like it's a little less white, but that's more so just because of me not being good at having white clothing. The black one looks brand new, like and like, especially when it's like, if I like actually am good about hanging it right when it's out of the dryer, like you wouldn't even know that I've been wearing that top for the last 3 years, once, sometimes twice a week. Like, I adore them. So this, I'm sure, would be no exception. It is gorgeous for a cotton t-shirt. Again, this is quite cropped on me. I looked at, so the Carrie is in the medium large on the product photo, and it's a little bit more relaxed. It's not quite as snug on her, and it's a little bit less cropped. But on me, it's definitely cropped. That's why I do want to try the other one, just to see like a comparison, to see like what it is. It's described as a relaxed fit, but on me, it's definitely more of a fitted look, which honestly, I really like cropped fitted t-shirts like this. So this is the size I would purchase for myself. I like that it has the classic rounded neck. The shoulders are fitting in a good spot for me. The shoulder seam is, you know, right where it should be. I would say like a pretty average length sleeve. And then, yeah, just a really nice, cute, basic t-shirt. So yeah, this is a 2X, 3X. I'll grab the 3X, 4X just so we can see a little bit of the difference. And also I'm starting to hoard clothes over here, so I should probably bring some back to the rack so we can actually see them. There we go. So this is the 3X, 4X. It is a little bit, it's still quite cropped on me. It's a little less fitted. Honestly, I could go either way for these. I think this one's probably a little bit more the intended fit. I still actually prefer the 2X, 3X because I liked how fitted it was. It's definitely, even in the 3X, 4X, I wouldn't describe it as being a relaxed fit on me, but I would say the shoulders are a little bit lower. There's a little bit more room in the arms and the chest. And it comes a little bit lower because it's kind of overlapping over the top of my jean now, whereas before it was like pretty much, like I would say there's maybe an extra like centimeter or two of room there. So really I could go either way. Again, if I were to purchase this, which I won't lie, there's a very strong chance that I will, especially because I am going to be going on my first international vacation in a very, very, very long time soon. And I've been looking for cotton things to wear so that I don't melt while I am there. Not that I'm going anywhere hot. My husband and I are finally taking our honeymoon. It's been our fourth wedding anniversary is in a couple of weeks, and we still haven't taken our honeymoon. But this year, finally we're doing it. We're going to Japan, and we're going at the end of October, beginning of November, which is kind of more like our end of September, early October weather. So it's like average temps between like 16 to 24, kind of like what it is right now, maybe a little cooler. So for me, that's still hot. So we're gonna be doing tons of walking. I've been told that like at minimum, you're averaging 20,000 steps a day. Even if you don't think you're gonna take that many, you're gonna take that many, which probably will happen. And yeah, so I've been looking for like good cotton basic pieces that are nice and breathable, and this is definitely fitting that category. So again, this is, which by the way, I will be missing for 3 weeks in October, November, because I will be gone. We'll have some, I'm sure we'll have someone else covering my lives, but just a heads up for everyone, October 21st, whatever the one after that is, and whatever the first one of November is, I won't be here. But anyways, this is the Brunette the Label Paris Tee in navy, $69 for this one. And again, small, medium, medium, large, large, extra large, XL 2X, 2X 3X, and 3X 4X. I can wear either the 2X 3X or the 3X 4X, but I personally prefer the 2X 3X for myself. Thank you, Melissa. We've literally been planning this trip for like 5 years, but just life, like COVID was the first couple of years that we didn't go, and then I had a job change and I didn't have enough vacation time. Like, it's just been like little things, and we finally said, like, we don't care, this is the year we're doing it, we can't wait anymore. I want to go while I'm still young and in shape and can actually do 20,000 steps a day, walking all the stairs in the shrines and stuff like that. So we're doing it. All right, jeans time. These are from Judy Blue, of course. These are the Judy Blue High Rise Mid-Wash Cuffed Boyfriend, aka the Colts. These ones are $103, so the same price as the other ones with the cool diagonal stripe, and available in sizes 1 through 15 and then 14W through 22. I'm wearing my typical 18s with these. And everyone else is also wearing their typical sizes. So Christine's in the 3, Carrie's in the 9, Melissa in the 14, and I'm in my typical 18 for these ones. I do find that they fit very, very similarly to the previous pair. These ones do not have the tummy control, but because they are a more medium wash, I feel like they still have that kind of like slimming effect in the hips and whatnot, so I still feel very confident wearing these with a crop tee to show that off. These ones have just some very mild whiskering on the pockets and then some pretty significant fading on the front thighs. And if I turn around, these ones also have some cool embroidery. I'm not sure how easy it is to see for you guys, but there is, I can feel it from the inside, that there is embroidery on the back pockets of these. And then these ones also have that fold. This one is also tacked down, but again, it's just like a quick little pass over with a sewing machine. So if you wanted to attempt a seam ripper on this one, I'm sure you could probably untack that and get a little bit more length, but I actually really like where these sit on me. They look like a true like clam digger, I think is what my mom used to call them, like or pedal pushers I've heard as well. Like, it does look like a cropped kind of capri length on me, which I do like where that length is hitting for me. I think it looks natural. I think if I were to try and unfold it, it would probably not be enough length and then it would just look weird. So this I'm actually quite happy with. Celebrating your 80th birthday, that's amazing. Congrats, Carolyn. That's incredible. Happy birthday. In a couple of weeks. You'll have to remind me in a couple of weeks so that I can say, well, unless it's one of the weeks where I'm away, but you'll have to remind me so I can say happy birthday actually closer to the day. That's fantastic. All right, so again, these are the Colts, aka the High Rise Mid-Wash Cuffed Boyfriend jean. $103 for these, same price as the other ones with the little swoopy fly there, diagonal. Swoopy is not a very descriptive word. Sizes 1 through 15 and then 14W through 22W. I'm wearing my typical 18 in these and they fit really, really nicely. What else? Oh, we've got a jacket. I mean, I'm wearing the perfect outfit to layer a jacket over right now. So that would be this one, I am sure. So for Judy Blue jackets, this one is no exception. I can wear a 2X or a 3X in JV jean jackets. It just completely depends on what I plan on layering them with. So even personally, I have two Judy Blue, 2 or 3, I think I have 2. Judy Blue jean jackets of my own. I have one in a 2X and one in a 3X. So if I am planning to layer it over, it's funny because I'm wearing the 3X, but this is an outfit I would typically wear one of the 2Xs for because I'm layering it with something closer fitted like a t-shirt or a tank top or something that even if it's a long sleeve, it's like more like a typical like jersey knit fabric, like not sweaters basically. If I'm going to be layering it over a thinner piece or over a dress or something, I usually prefer to opt for the 2X just so it fits a little bit closer to the body. And that I have a little bit less boxiness in the hips. This is the 3X. This is what I purchase if I'm planning to wear it over hoodies or over sweaters, over bulkier things. I find if I wear the 2X over something like a hoodie, I get a little bit constricted in the shoulder area. So I do like to size up so that I have enough room in the shoulders and the upper arms to fit something chunkier under. So this is the 3X on me, and we can see that when I am wearing it with something that's a little bit more sleek and slim, it is a little bit on the boxier side. If you prefer the boxier look, that is absolutely okay. You can do that. And this jacket also has the buttons on the side as well. So if you wanted to have it be a little bit more, get out of here, tag. If you wanted to have it be a little bit more tapered, you could always do up the buttons on the side, and that way you still have that extra room in the shoulders and bust, and you can have the waist be a little bit more nipped in. So that is the 3X on me. Again, if I were planning to layer it over hoodies and stuff, that is what I would purchase, but then I will throw on the 2X because over an outfit like this, I would definitely opt for a 2X. And for example, the ones that I own personally, I own a washed black one and I own a lilac one from a couple of years ago. The lilac one I purchased in a 2X. I think, honestly, the reason it was kind of like a worked out because I don't think that one came in a 3X for some reason, but because I plan on layering it over t-shirts and dresses mainly, because I was like in the spring over a little like pretty sundress, that'll be so cute. So I bought the 2X, whereas for my black one, I knew that was going to be like a layering over hoodies in the fall kind of vibe. So here is the 2X, so you can see that it still gives that same like chunky boxy vibe, but it's not so much that it's overwhelming my frame. Still would be able to do this up, no problem in the 2X. It's just that with the way, like, I really like where the shoulders and stuff fit with this, but if I were to try to layer this over a hoodie, especially something as bulky as my pumpkin hoodie here, I would definitely be doing that thing where I can't really like move my arms up. If I had tried to scrape my windshield off, that's usually the tell for me in the winter, is that if I can't move my arms high enough to like do my windshield scraper, I know that it's a little bit too tight here. So this is the 2X. Again, I wear either size, it just depends on what I plan on layering them with. So again, this is the Judy Blue Rigid Magic Boyfriend. Okay, that's interesting. So the jeans are made with the Rigid Magic jeans, and I can totally feel that because it does feel like it has more structure in this front panel, and I think this is where that structure is coming from, so it's really holding that boxy, like squared off shape. So again, this one is retailing for $124, sizes small through 3X, with a 1X being the middle, and I believe we are all wearing our typical sizing. Yeah, so Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and then yeah, for me, I can wear the 2X or the 3X, just depending on how I'm planning to wear it. I would say in most use cases, I would opt for the 2X, but again, if I know I'm layering it over hoodies and things, I would opt for the 3X just to give myself a little bit of extra room in the sleeves and whatnot. Okay, this is like one of the, I haven't had a live that's gone well over 12 in a long time, but I mean, I'm not mad about it because it just means we have lots of fun stuff to talk about. Just double checking, I think that is everything for Friday that I have. Yes, it is. But we have Saturday and Sunday launches, so we are not done yet. Okay. So we have some really nice sweaters that are launching on Saturday. We have the Wanda Dolman sweaters. I do have a few of the different colors here. I think I'm gonna try on the light gray because it'll be the easiest to see. So these are from Zanana, and they actually only come in small, medium, and large. But these are, if you are an LLB OG, you'll remember the Olena sweaters. These fit quite similarly to the Olena sweaters, which I could wear in, because I think those were small, medium, and medium large. These ones are at least 3 discrete sizes, small, medium, and large. I can wear the large in this one. It's definitely less like oversized than it is when the other girls are wearing their more intended sizes, but it does work for me. So I do want to try this one on and kind of show how it looks on me, just to give an example, because if you wanted a sweater that has that kind of like ruched bunch look, but you don't want it to be super oversized, then this could potentially be a really awesome option for you. Oh, now I'm stacky. There we go. Okay. So here I am in the large. I'm just gonna fiddle with the neck a bit to kind of get it sitting how I want it. There we go. So this is another one. It does have the kind of turtleneck style, but it's not really close up to my neck. Like, it's sitting there, but it's not like tight against my neck. So if you're someone who doesn't like stuff against your neck, even with me like sizing down to the size large, this one's still not cutting into my neck at all. It is still very comfortable. So as we can see, it definitely works. I still have that fun kind of ruched bunched fit. It is very fitted in my hips. And then for me, the sleeves are a little bit on the tighter side. They're not so tight that they're uncomfortable, but if you're someone who is self-conscious of your arms or who has arms that are a little bit bigger than mine, you might find that it is a little bit tight in the arms. They are a little bit short in the arms for me too. My wrist bone is here, but again, I am a chronic sleeve puller upper, so I would probably wear my sleeves somewhere around here anyways, which then just gives me a little bit more movement and relaxed in the rest of the upper arm area. So it still has that fun kind of like ruched, bunched kind of style, just a little bit less slouchy and a little bit less relaxed fitting than on someone like Carrie wearing the medium. I'm just gonna see what size everyone wears. I'm going to assume that Christine wears the small because it's Christine, she's gonna wear the small. But I'm going to assume that Carrie, yeah, so Carrie also takes the small on this, but I kind of had a feeling because it is more on the generous side. And then Melissa, of course, wears the large, and then I can wear the large as well. And this one is a viscose nylon poly blend. It is 50% viscose. And it is definitely very, very stretchy. We do recommend sizing down. So if you are typically a medium, we would recommend a small. If you're typically a large, we would recommend the medium, etc. Even to the point where, again, I can even get away wearing the large. Again, it is going to be a little bit more fitted on me than on the other girls, but it is still a very wearable, fun look, just a little bit different of a vibe. So we have a bunch of different colors launching. I have, what is this color? So I have the black and the dark olive here, and then I'm wearing the heather gray. We also have deep camel, ash jade, dusty blue, and marlin. So 2 different shades of blue. I don't have them here. I wonder if I have them close by. I do. Just gonna steal this one. This one. I'm not really checking sizes because I'm not going to put them all on for you, but I want to at least try to keep the largest together so that when the warehouse staff come looking for it, they're not like, where the hell? Like, at least all the larges will be together. So ash jade, which if I were to buy one would definitely be this one. I love the ash jade color. This is the dusty blue. This is the, what do we call it? Butterscotch, caramel, deep camel. Caramel, similar. This is the marlin, kind of a more like ultramarine, like purpley blue, and then black, dark olive, and then of course I'm wearing the heather gray. So lots of different color options here, and lots of accessibility in the sizing. So again, these are the Wanda sweaters. They are going to be launching on Saturday, and they are going to be retailing for $64, sizes small, medium, large. We definitely recommend sizing down. I am wearing the large, and it does work for me. It's not quite as oversized as it is on the other girls, but it is still a very wearable, different kind of look for me. Okay, and then we have a couple of Sunday launches that we can go through. I'm not sure if the Michelle May one is tagged yet, but we did just decide to do it, so I don't have pricing or information for this, but I can still show some of this off. We do have a bag launch that is happening on Sunday. I won't go into too much detail on these. I'll just kind of do a quick little teaser. So we have this cute little corduroy tote guy here. We have this little checker bag, kind of like makeup bag with the see-through. We do have a couple, we have a little corduroy crossbody one. Actually, that's something I could really use. I could use something that sits on my hip. Again, if I'm going to be traveling, just to keep things handy and safe. And then we do have these little faux leather totes as well in this lighter tan color, in more of a chocolate brown leather, and then in black. They all have silver hardware for these ones. So lots of fun little bag options here. Those are all going to be launching. Oh, of course, I managed to like unhook them all from the hanger the way they were on it. There we go. Okay, don't fall, please. So those are all going to be launching on Sunday. And then we have a bunch. Oh, that's so cute. I was like, what is happening here? It's because this decided it wanted to be an outfit of its own volition. So I guess I'm going to try these on together. We have a Michelle May t-shirt. We have this cardigan. We have a baby doll top, and then we have this pullover hoodie that has this really, oh my god, the drawstrings are fantastic. Okay, I'll start with the outfit that was basically like throwing itself off the hanger at me. I do want to note that everything on my rack right now is a 3X, so it's probably all going to be a little bit big on me just because that's what they grabbed for me. And as we know, I would definitely prefer 2X for most things in Michelle May, and just kind of looking at what we have here, I do think that's going to be true. I'll still try on what I have. I don't have information on full size runs or prices or anything just because they're not in the system yet, but I can at least give a little sneaky peeky for some of these pieces. Because who doesn't love a sneak peek? Yeah, just from putting the t-shirt on for sure, I already know I would definitely size down to a 2X for this one, but still trying everything on. And then for the cardigan, we'll see, just because cardigans are a little bit more open-ended in sizing, but I think I would prefer 2X. Oh, for sure. The sleeves are a little bit on the big side for me. I would honestly even maybe size down to a 1X. I would have to try, but so here are the first couple of pieces. We do have this long kind of almost duster, it's a long cardigan. I don't know if it's quite duster length. I think it would need a few more inches before we call this a duster length, but it is definitely on the long side. It's very similar to that autumn pattern, but it's definitely more of a warmer take on it, more like creams and roses as opposed to the like really vivid bright pinks and purples. And then we have this kind of mauve, almost like a warm eggplant color for the t-shirts. Very cute. And again, I don't have like, well, maybe I have names for them at least, but I don't think I have prices. So this, no, I don't have anything for them yet because they're not, I don't even think these have been tagged in the system. I think we literally just received these and we still have to like process all of them. So it'll be a minute. So yeah, I don't have any information on these. So this is the t-shirt. We can see it is a little bit big on me. If you like more of a loose flowy t-shirt, this would definitely work, but I would definitely need to size down to a 2X. There's just a little bit more fabric than I need flowing around, but it is a really nice feeling. It reminds me of the Chris and Carol t-shirt texture, where it's just that really nice, like really smooth feeling, not necessarily the brushed buttery feeling, but just really smooth and a gorgeous color. Next, I will try on the baby doll. And again, these are launching on Sunday. We just decided we're just adding a whole extra little Michelle May launch. So again, they just decided this like right before my live started, so I don't have any more details like price or anything like that, but I do have them on hand that I can at least show them off. This is the long sleeved baby doll. This one isn't as oversized. Like I feel like I can get away with the 3X, but I do still feel like there's just a little bit more fabric in the sleeves than I would like. So I would still probably, and like the elastic is like, there's still like even when it's fully relaxed, it's still like quite loose around my waist. So I still would probably size down to a 2X in this one as well. But I do like that we're getting a long sleeve baby doll. I feel like we get a lot of like tank tops and short sleeves, but it's not very often we get long sleeve ones. So I think this is a really pretty option as well. And the baby doll continues all the way around the back. I can tell just by how low that elastic is sitting too, like it should be sitting more like here for me, and it's down here. So I would definitely size down to the 2X for this for myself. Super pretty. And then this gorgeous pullover. I'm so excited to try this on. Like, look at the drawstrings. It's so cute. So I will try this one on and then we'll be done. So I haven't tried a pullover hoodie yet, I don't think for Michelle May, but I'm assuming this is going to fit similarly to the Cassie cowl neck, which I did size down to a 2X in, so I'm going to assume that'll be the case for this one. And just as I'm pulling it, yeah, I can absolutely tell I'm gonna wanna size down in this one as well. So this is the hoodie. My hair is very staticky now, thank you. Thank you, hoodie. This is definitely what I found with the cowl neck as well. Just definitely too much extra material for me in the 3X. Quite generous. If you are someone who prefers that, then you're gonna be very happy, but I do find that I would definitely prefer the 2X. Honestly, in this one, I could see myself even going down to the 1X because I would prefer this to fit a little bit more slim fit close to the body and to be a little bit more tapered in at the waist. And as we can see, the waistband is definitely not tapered around my hips at all. It is loose and flowing, but at least on, I can show off the pattern. This one has thumb holes very similar to like ampersand style thumb holes. We even have like the contrast detailing on the thumb holes and on the inside of the hood. And we have that little patch here as well. And I just will not shut up about these ties. This is the cutest little ribbon I've ever seen to use as the ties on a hoodie. Again, the ties are quite long as well. If you wanted to cut them, you could, because there's no egglets, they're just tied off. But like, why would you want to? Like, I feel like that's a bonus that you get to show off so much of these super adorable little ties. And again, we have the full kangaroo pocket. This is the 3X, definitely too big for me. I would size down to the 2X or potentially even the 1X. Maybe next week if we have some on hand, I'll be able to try them. I'm gonna go take a quick look to see if I can find one. I don't think I will, but I'm just curious. No dice. I am guessing it's because they are down in the warehouse getting processed. I wouldn't be surprised if Christine literally just like snatched these away from the staff and was like, okay, Michelle's gonna go try these on, and then they're gonna go back to get processed because we don't have them in the system yet. I don't know anything about pricing or anything. I would assume pretty on par with what we've seen for Michelle May. So I'm gonna guess this will be similar to the cowlick, probably in the cowl neck, not cowlick. That's what happens to your hair. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be in like the mid 80s, but I am not sure. Right, Wendy? It's stunning. There we go. So again, these are gonna be a Sunday drop, I'm guessing at 1 p.m., but potentially at 4. There will be more details. I don't know if these will have their own dedicated live, but there will be more mentions of them later in the week. By the time Melissa goes live on Thursday, they'll probably be in the system, so she may be able to give more sizing details, etc. But for now, I just have a little sneak peek of them, and they are super, super cute. So again, my name is Michelle. Thank you for joining me. This is one of my longer lives in a while. It's nice to be back. I'm glad we had so much fun stuff to talk about. So again, I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. It'll be back to standard time very soon, but for now, Mountain Daylight Time at 11 a.m. on Here Where You Found Me on Facebook and Instagram. I try on all of the plus size pieces, or even if they aren't explicitly plus sized like these sweaters here, if they still work for a plus size body, I like to show them off because the thing on the tag doesn't necessarily indicate how the actual clothing is going to say, and we're not going to let the little letter or number on the tag dictate our lives, are we? So if that is something that interests you, you can find me back here on Facebook and Instagram at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So once again, thank you for joining me. I'm Michelle. I am the plus size model here at Lavender and Lace, and I will see everybody next week. Bye-bye.